Say something to the people.
What's up?
Say something to the people.
Hello, I'm Nick. How's everyone? Tell me in the comment section.
Oh my god. Fucking douchebag.
I sincerely care how you are doing.
You gotta give the post-training feedback.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and do
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
It's cool. Oh,
That's us
shit,
backing
sorry.
up, by the way. Beep, beep. Just kidding. We're still backing up.
It's because of the big delts.
Yeah, Nick.
They need a backup.
Let's do it. So Nick had push,
shit.
didn't go as planned really, but he still got the volume in. That's all that matters. Anyways, bench. What happened?
Well, not only did the weight feel rather heavy, in fact, I don't even know if it was the weight that was actually heavy. My triceps just became a limiting factor, which usually doesn't happen, so that was actually very interesting. And then I had issues with blocking because
back got really tight.
Well, besides that, the bench just didn't feel very grippy, and I kept like, I've never had the issue before. I kept like rocking left and right.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it might have just been because the bench was a little bit smaller than usual for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like the
It was just too unstable.
Gonna shoot the gap.
So I did 205 for 10, and then that's when it started kind of going downhill a little bit. 9 and 9, I think. Then went down to 185. It still didn't go too well. So because of my triceps being the limiting factor, I mean, I could easily get from about the bottom, about 3/4 of the rep range, I could get it no problem. But then the top portion, I just couldn't extend through. So I just went ahead and lowered the weight a little bit more to try to make sure I got enough volume in to beat last week, but not enough to overload beyond my recovery point, so that I can still apply an overload for next week.
So takeaway, what could have happened, we can assess, is Nick has surpassed his triceps MRV potentially, and it has become a limiting factor in week 3 of his mesocycle. He could take this away and say maybe, okay, I had, you know, 8 to 10 sets of added tricep work, so instead next mesocycle maybe I'll just work to like 6 to 8. This is just a number. It's probably more than that. Maybe I can add, you know, maybe I'll just go 6 to 8 or something like that, so that way they don't become the limiting factor again.
I did hit my triceps really fucking hard the last push day. The triceps seem to take on a lot, or mainly from skull crushers at least. They take a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
From only like 3 or 4 sets, sore for days at a time. Well, that's really about it. Overhead tricep doesn't hit me as hard.
Yeah.
Mainly because by the end of my chest workouts, normally my delts are kind of fried and I'm like, oh, can't push anymore.
That's why I do PM and AM sessions.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war, you could talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself.
Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile, you can walk straight through.
Yeah, I'll need to adopt that policy back.
Yeah, it's
Back to the glory days.
It's not something, you know, like people who burn out frequently, they like are inconsistent in their training. It's probably not a good idea. But if you're pretty consistent and you've been and you're wanting the most out of hypertrophy work, you have time for it, it's definitely a good idea to split the volume up. Not only do you get more intensity, you can get a little bit more volume from the intensity that you're using, and things just feel a lot better during your training sessions. Like, instead of, like he said, his delts were fried for his overhead tricep because he was doing so much pushing, so his front delts were becoming a limiting factor in his overhead tricep exercise. That shit kind of doesn't happen because you get enough nutrients in between the two sessions, you know, having those high glycemic index carbohydrates post-workout to replenish really fast, and then having, you know, a couple more meals before you hit that PM session. You feel basically fresh and ready to go, like it's a brand new session. So where his front delts might have been a limiting factor now, with a bunch of metabolite buildups, things of that nature, that wouldn't happen in the next session. So,
I agree with all of that. You want to talk about your training?
Sure. So what I did was my PM session, delts, biceps. Well, biceps and delts because it was mainly biceps. And I did my harder bicep session today, which is the beginning of the week, with a lighter delt session, basically 3 sets of machine upright rows. Supposed to do forearms and stuff like that. Like I said, I won't lie to the camera, did not do them today. As I mentioned before, I feel there's enough volume during your dieting phases to maintain trap forearm calf hypertrophy simply by doing other exercises that indirectly hit them. That's just my take on it. I should probably continue doing them like as if I were massing, trying to make them grow just like I do with every other muscle group, but I just sometimes am over it. I don't feel like doing them. Same thing with abs and calves at the end of legs. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Not today.
I'm working on that.
I'll just get lean.
I'm working on that too. It's like a 50-50, like,
yeah,
oh, this is a hard fucking day.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I'll do them next time.
Exactly.
Or I try to convince myself I'll do it a little bit later. So like say whenever we were at JTS yesterday,
you were like, I'll
do
finish
training. Well, for calves, like.
Also did a, what was it, 15-minute warm up, and I also have a little bit of footage of how a warm up should kind of go, which I'll also be doing like 1-minute Q&As for Grind Sports Nutrition on this
that's what you were saying.
Topic.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So the general warm up is first, right? And that's when you just get your blood flowing, you know, the cardio respiratory warm up. Then you have the dynamic or the mobility warm up. I just did a dynamic one today. It was a delt and bicep session. I don't need to fucking get on a wall, you know, put my rib cage in a good position, breathe into that. Maybe if I was doing like overhead presses or bench press, I would do that. If I was doing squats or deadlifts, I would get on, you know, lie on the ground and put my feet on the wall, do some breathing drills, mobility drills, things of that nature. Today I just did dynamic, where I took the dumbbells. I mean, I did the, you know, typical arm swings, warmed up the rotator cuffs, warmed up my shoulders. I took the dumbbells and I did some just really slow lateral raises, upright rows. It was 10-pound dumbbells, and a little bit of moving on into the specific warm up. I did a little bit of curling with the dumbbells, and then went straight into my specific warm up, where I warmed up to 115 on barbell curls, going like 40, 60 for a few, 80, 95, 115, I think. That's kind of how specific.
See a powerlifter.
So the overall warm-up time was around 25 minutes, and then the session lasted about an hour and 15 or so. He caught me. That's all it was.
You were doing biceps and shoulders for a while.
Yeah.
The equivalent amount of my week 3 chest day.
Yeah, I'm overreaching, so especially when I split those sessions up like that, since I can do so much more intensity, I rest a lot more in between my sets, because the desired effect is mechanical tension or intensity, weight on the bar. The desired effect is to get the hypertrophy from that. So if I'm taking short fucking rest periods, making decrements to the reps achieved because of the short rest periods, then you're not really going, you're not getting the desired outcome from the desired modality that you're using. Me and Nick kind of talked about that intercession as well today.
Yeah, actually that's another weird area I fucked up my bench.
Yeah.
Those limited rest breaks. What I tend to do is I forget how much time has actually passed, so I get hasty, and like it could actually have been like 45 seconds to a minute, but I feel like I was sitting there for a while, so I'm like, oh shit, let's just go ahead and throw in a set. And I think that's the set where I did like 7 or something.
Yeah, I think
so. I was like, wait, I think it's been a while. And then like I started doing it, and I was like, oh, like even when I just felt it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's tough because I get that question a lot. You know, we all get that question. Oh, you know, desired rest time between sets. Unless for my clients, if I say this specific exercise or this specific mesocycle later on in the macro cycle, our desired effect is metabolite accumulation. I'm gonna have you rest this many minutes between your sets. It's gonna suck. You're gonna decrease reps each set, but this is the weight I want you to use. And they see the weight and they're like, this is light. And then they start doing the exercises and they're like, shit, I see why he did that. So the desired, you know, rest time between your sets is you rest until you can hit that set again feeling like you can get the reps that you achieved the previous week. So if I did 9, 8, 8 in week 2, and I need to get 9, 8, 8 before moving on to my next set where I focus on that week's proximity to failure, if I think I'm gonna get 9 and then 7 because I've only rested 2 minutes, I'm not gonna go yet. I'm gonna rest another fucking minute and make it a 3-minute rest period. I don't even time them. I just know that I'm in there for a very fucking long time.
Back. Let's go. Good stuff. Let's go, Chris. Good stuff. Let's go. Just like that. Come on. Bigger. Come on. Let's go. Hey, go. Push. Oh yeah.
You say what you just said again.
Oh, you look like a Jack Reason.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Did the 90s last week also. I'm adding a set. I usually put this at the bottom of the screen, but add a set. Dumbbells usually go up every other week. Week 3 I already made the jump up, so they stay here again. Every other exercise goes up 5 to 10 pounds.
You make a lot of money and you live in a mansion and pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine. But you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know it's that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening and not. And the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do, hoping that one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight on your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape.
Differences and circumstance and all that kind of stuff.
People complain about eating out on diet. Here was literally just frozen yogurt with my high glycemic carbohydrates post-workout since I have 2 sessions today. And it was about 60 grams carbs. There's another total of 20 grams carbs in this with 40 grams of protein and my mixed greens underneath. So super easy if you just look for the right places to eat out while you're dieting. You just gotta know that if you can't control it, don't fucking do it. If you're pretty good at it, hey, go ahead. If you're honest with yourself, with the serving sizes that they're giving you, totally fine. I always, I try to overestimate. But I looked up the specifics on these, you know, cookies and cream and taro flavored right here. And I made sure I got, you know, that 60 grams. And then honest, just be honest, maybe overshoot a little bit so that way you're, if anything, under, more than likely right at the nutrient requirement for the meals. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and demolish this. Come on.
The first contest?
Oh yeah, go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
The first competition I ever done, I was around like 14 or so.
Come on.
And it was the first time in my life that I ever experienced
Last one, Nick. Let's go.
something that I'd never experienced before. And that thing was
Hey, you got your
a
hips
success
to the left.
that had nothing to do with my pedigree, you know, where I came from, had more and all to do with just my own ability to work really hard. And if I work hard at it, you know, I could achieve something that was in my own hands to do.
I'm not afraid to do the work necessary to make it so. There's a certain kind of resilience and toughness that you're also going to have to, you know, be willing to accept. It just comes along with it. I can't be a king and walk around looking like a peasant, doing things that are expected of a peasant. If I am a king, then I am a king. And I expect of myself to do the things that a king does. So going forward from here today, this experience is not, you know, to be coming back here thinking, okay, I'm gonna pose for Kai Green and, you know, I have nothing to tell you. And whether I do or don't, it's not gonna make or break what you will go from this point on and become, what you will achieve in your life. Because I don't have no say over that, you do. So what you choose to do, what you choose to get out of this experience today is up to you. So you're recognizing yourself as a powerful dude. And if you are really that, then, you know, do your abs. Do your abs. Stay on your diet when you need to. When you say you're going to do something, follow through with it. Don't get distracted by the flash. You have to manage yourself to keep your thoughts where they need to be in order to allow you to be successful at what you're trying to do. One way you can say, absolutely I can, is not with your mouth, but with your actions. And actions are the product of thought. So if you're continuing to think, like I was saying when we were training, am I doing this as good as I can? Can I command more from myself? Am I connecting with this muscle as intensely as I can? Am I training hard enough? You know, can I train harder? It's like you have to save your own life. Nobody's going to be able to save it for you. So we have to do what we have to do, no matter what it is.
Let's go. 3. Now. 6. Let's go. 7. Yep. Let's go. 9. Yep. Let's go. 10. Drive. Good. Let's go. 11. Let's go. Now. Go. Let's go. Now. Go. 12.
You know, how intense could you be? Can you be intense enough to pick this 500 pounds off the floor? Are you intense enough to pick this 700 pounds up? Squat down to the floor and stand back up? So what, your eyes are bloodshot? You know, so what, your bones feel like snapping? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. 2. Aggressive. 3. Let's go. 4. Knock. Let's go.
Mind is everything.